Hey guys, I hope you can hear me. I'm sitting in my car and I was just like, I just did a video. So I just did a video. If you're watching this on YouTube, the video will be up later on today. So I'm sitting in my car. I'm waiting on my son to come out from getting his hair done. So I was like, let me just do some videos, and I decided to go live. If you're watching this on YouTube, I did a live TikTok. So here we are. So I was doing a video about women, and a lot of times when I do videos about women and the changes that we need to make, those are my least watched videos, because women, I don't know what it is about us. I don't know why we have such a thick skull and a hard head. I don't know why so many women just won't listen. And when someone is giving constructive criticism, feedback, specifically if it's coming from a guy, I don't know why we find it so challenging to listen to a man's perspective when ultimately that's who we want to be with. So if you're watching this and if you're dead end dating, you're used to toxic relationships, you're tired of the drama when it comes to dating, then this video is for you. If you know someone, I'm Coach B. Wiley, by the way, and I just came on here sporadically while I was sitting in the car because I was just really bothered by us women and how we're carrying ourselves, how we're being super masculine, and not all women, of course, because nothing is ever all this or all that. It can be some, a few, a couple, whatever. However, when it comes to women and dating, because we think we can only meet guys online, which that doesn't even make sense, because what was our grandparents, our ancestors, what were they doing? Our parents, how did they meet our dads? How did your grandma meet your grandpa? Was she online? Absolutely not. It was no such thing as the World Wide Web. So why are so many people, women, convincing themselves that in order to meet a guy, a quality guy, we literally have to log in online on one of these websites? Like, what sense does that make? And why and since when did meeting a dude in the wild, is what a lot of people like to call it, why is that a bad thing? And then why do we justify not getting out versus just being lazy and getting on the computer and typing in some things? Wouldn't you rather meet a dude in person so you can actually see his real height, for number one? Because a lot of these dudes is lying about their height. I mean, I was literally just talking to a friend of mine who is recently widowed, and he's on the shorter side of things, of the spectrum. I'm 5'2.5". I used to work with him. We are literally the same height. And his wife at the time, when she would put on heels, she was a little bit taller than him. But they were married for, I think they were together for about a decade or so. So you get online, he can lie about his height. So there's one thing, strike. Then he can put a picture up there that was from 20 years ago when he was 50 pounds lighter. So there's another strike. Then he gets on there all flashy on cruises, in front of cars, all this jewelry, and he doesn't even have a job. He literally lives in his sister's basement. So that's another strike. Then you find out he got a full-blown record. And that's why he can't get his own place, because he got a record and I'm been to jail. But all you see is what you see online, and you would prefer that over meeting a dude in person when you can pick up on his frequency, you can tap into his energy, you can see if things feel odd. Is it weird? Is he cockeyed? I can look him in his eyes. Is he making eye contact? Is it giving, I want to take you to a dungeon? Or is it giving, I'm actually interested in you? The energy is giving good vibes. Like, you got to be smarter, because women who are meeting these people online are being taken down to dungeons. And I ain't saying if you meet him in person, you can't get taken down to a dungeon. No, I'm just saying, quit justifying being lazy, because you say dudes are lazy every day, but how so, Sway? How are they any less lazier than you? Because they're online too. They're online typing up their little their little bio. They're embellishing who they really are. They're putting these pics, and then us women will put a full face of makeup on, and then I ain't gonna cuss, y'all, and then put a filter on top of it. And then when we show up, we too are a little bit heavier, and our face isn't as defined and chiseled out with the nice jawline and the cute nose on our profile. And then we have the audacity to be mad because you show up on the date and you taller than him on heels and you looking at his bald spot at the top of his head, but he had a hat on because he was hat fishing on the app. I mean, we've got to make more sense when it comes to dating. And this is why I get on here and I talk to ladies about dating, because before I became a life coach a decade ago, before I even put one video up, I put my first video up 10 years ago. Before I did that, I see y'all in the comments, all women's bios say say the same thing. I don't know what these girls are saying what they be saying on the bios that they be lying about. Hey cousin, I see you there. My cousin Javon is in here. Y'all go follow him on No Fear, No Doubt Life Coaching. Y'all go follow my cousin. He be putting the messages out. Oh, thank you so much. Pretty teeth, y'all. I paid, speaking of pretty teeth, I paid for these teeth, child. I had adult braces. So, ching, get into it. So they be putting in there that they don't do drama, they don't do games. If somebody has to say in their bio that they don't do drama, do games, they toxic AF. Nine times out of 10, because when a dude come to you and he be like, oh, I'm gonna keep it real, I'm one of the realest. You what, sir? You're fake. You're fraud. You're flogging. So if someone has to come out and outwardly out their mouth and tell you, oh, I don't play games, or I'm real, or I do this, I take care, I do, he lying. Actions speak louder than words. That's why it's a saying. And so for me, because I used to be who I was, desperate, thirsty, silly, dumb, I would have the hearts in my eyes. Hey, I was picking up the worst of the worst. I was picking up the best out of the worst. And a lot of y'all, when y'all dating, specifically on those apps, you're picking out the best out of the worst. And don't nobody want that. Dating sites are false relationships. Thank you guys for being in the comments. I appreciate everybody that's watching. But look, and I too have been on a dating site. That's how I know they weird. Let me tell y'all about I don't want this car to bump into me. Thank you. Let me tell y'all about the last guy. We are vibrational people. We can feel it and see it and hear it. You absolutely right. 100%. And that's what I mean when I'm talking about energy. And that's what I mean when I talk about what energy are you giving as a woman. Because as women, we can give this masculine energy and be walking around and the dude might think we got something in our pants. And so he like, oh, so you doing the bending? And so that is a problem. And we don't want that kind of problem. So the last guy that I met online, this has been a long time ago. And so me and this guy, y'all like that, you doing the vending? that's ignorant for me to say that, right? So anyway, years ago I met this guy, really good looking guy. Like, and I wasn't at that point, I did like tall guys. Now I would prefer if I'm taller than you in heels, because I'm like 5'7" in heels. So if we can be 5'7", we're winning. But you know, hey, we'll see. Well, anyway, me and this guy met at this place. It was a real nice restaurant. And the first red flag was he gave me this creepy little look, but I was thirsty. I was desperate, whatever. So I just let him look at me in a creepily kind of way. First red flag. Then the second red flag, because he looked me up and down, because we were sitting at a high chair to where the chairs are up high where your feet dangle. But he was tall, so his feet didn't dangle. So he's looking me up and down. I let it go. Then I order my food. I like French fries. So I have French fries in my plate. This food says to me, let me have some of them French fries. You ain't gonna eat all them French fries. Oh, the hell I ain't. I absolutely am eating all of these French fries. If you want some fries, you probably should order you some. So he tried to argue, no, you're not gonna go back and forth with me, sir. I'm eating these French fries. So then the food disappears. He's in really good shape. Side note, because that's important to the story. This guy's in really good shape. He looks like a basketball player, and he would constantly talk about eating right, working out, like that was his jam. Every conversation we had always led to health. So that was good for me, because at the time I was in the best shape, the shape I'm actively working to get back to today. So then after that, that's my cornbread. What? Oh my God. Why do I know that off of something? Look, I got to get out the comments with y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all a story. You talk about cornbread. Oh my God. Them his French fries. But anyway, so I force him to order his own french fries. Well, he dips off into the bathroom and he's gone for a while. And I'm like, is he snorting a lot of cocaine? Like, what is he doing? I don't know him. It made me think drugs for some reason. Just don't bother. I just be thinking stuff sometimes. So then he finally comes back. He gets his french fries. He eats all of them. He eats his shrimp tacos, whatever. And the day he goes to the bathroom again and he disappears for a while. So finally I'm like, either he's pooping or he's throwing up. Like it's either cocaine, pooping, or throwing up. I don't know. So then the date's over and then we're walking to the car. And as we're on the date, he kept mentioning how I look and what are you doing after this? It's in the middle of the day. He's like, well, let me come back to your house or come back to my house. And then he follows it up with, we're grown. We're grown. Look, I know I'm grown, but just because I'm grown doesn't mean I need to sleep with you. That doesn't make any sense. And ladies, if you're watching this, and if a dude tries to justify you sleeping with him and he follows it up with, we're grown, like I know I'm grown, sir. I know what? It's just be the dumbest things dudes will say. And even though I was desperate back then, I wasn't that desperate. I had my levels, right? So as we're walking to the car, I get in the car. I'm sitting in the car as I'm sitting in the car right now. So my door is open. And so he ducked down and leaned his head over my lap. And he's still trying to get me live, age restricted and themes. What is this? I don't know what that is. Something about live. Something is restricted. What does that mean when they put you on age restriction? I don't know what that means. Does anybody know what that means? Well, anyway, so he puts his head into the car trying to talk me to go to his house, and I'm like, no, bro, I'm good. And so then fast forward, so then he left, I left, we got back on the phone. We did talk on the phone a lot. I'm on the fence with this guy, so I bring out the fact that he was being inappropriate on the date. He's on his phone because he's trying to set his second and third play up if the current one doesn't produce. Really? That's what he was doing? I didn't even think about that. See, I was thinking, so All Natural just said that when he went to the bathroom those couple times, he was on the phone trying to set up his second or third play. You know what? That actually makes sense. So I think you're right. All right. So fast forward. I wasn't going to let that go when him trying to get me to go over to his house because we're grown. So I brought it up. I did bring it up and he did apologize. So he actually apologized. So I was like, I believe in second chances. I'll give him a second chance. So then after that, we kept talking on the phone. We talked on the phone a lot and we would video chat a lot. Well, I'm a creature of habit. And so back then I was working corporate. So I was in the bed no later than 10 o'clock because I had to be up so early because back then my son was in daycare and I had to get up, go to the gym, daycare, all that stuff. So it was like 10 o'clock at night. I couldn't really sleep and I thought about him. So I called him. Remember, I told y'all he's in shape. He works out, health nut. He literally said he works out 2 times a day since I'd known him. Guess where he was at? He was at the drive-thru at 10 o'clock at night at Taco Bell. And the long laundry list of food that I heard her repeat, it's like the timing was perfect to bust him. The long list of food that she read out could have fed 10 men. And I said to him, what are you doing with all that food? You're like, dude, I know dudes can eat. I have a son. This dude can eat a whole horse. However, health man, you said you work out twice a day. You didn't want me to eat my fries because it was too much. And now you're at Taco Bell at 10 o'clock at night. And I called him out and he swore, but now he wasn't eating all that food. I said, you know what? You're a closet eater. You're inappropriate. And then it just went off the rails after that. And I quit dating him. That was the last guy that I went out on a date that I met on an app. I didn't catch him being human. I call him being greedy. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. If I'm going to eat, I'm not going to make an excuse about it. What I'm not going to do is act like, oh my gosh. Like today I went to the gym. Like right now I have my gym clothes on. But I'm not about to come on here like, oh my gosh, I'm pumping iron. I'm going to eat a celery stick once I get home. And then somebody see me at Hooters eating wings, being big in a mug. When I just came on here telling y'all, I'm going to eat a celery stick. No, if I'm going to eat something, I'm going to eat it. It just is what it is. And I know if I have to pay for that price later. Like, don't sell me no wolf tickets. I don't need wolf tickets to be sold to me because I'm not the one. You good? So I did not catch him being human. I caught him being a liar. I'm a nurse. I thought maybe he had a prostate problem. That snapper. I don't know what y'all is talking about here. She had a lot of kids. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he has a prostate problem. He could have been on drugs, and or he was lining up his second or third date. Whatever it is, guys. The point and the moral of this, y'all crazy in the comments. The moral of the story is quit doing the most on these apps. Be all you can be in person so that you don't have to go on the app to then show up on a date. Because what do you do when you meet a woman who has all these filters on her face? She do the pictures from way up here. So, because that's a trick. That's a trick that women do. They'll put the camera way up here so you look slimmer. And it's just like, no. Because me personally, I've packed on some pounds over the last few years. But guess what I ain't about to do? Put the camera way up here for y'all to think I'm not as the size that I am. Because that's a wolf ticket. So then when I show up, Big Bertha, if I'm like 500 pounds and I'm acting like I'm 200, and there's nothing wrong with being 500. You do you. But for me, if I'm 5'2.5", trying to act like I'm 200 online, make it look that way, but I'm 500 in person, how do you think that's going to work? How would that work out for me? If I put on there and then make it look like I'm 200, which is still big for me at 5'2", that's still obese. But let's just say 200. But I show up spilling out all over everything, and I don't look the same. What do you do? He was eating tacos when you met him. Yes, he ate tacos. He didn't, that ain't got nothing to do with me, but he did eat tacos. We went, it's a place in St. Louis, and it's a really cool place. Side note, it's called Boogaloo. No, it's called Boogaloo's. And just look it up if you're in St. Louis. If you ever come here, it's called Boogaloo's. And at their bar, they have swings for seats. So we didn't sit at the bar though, but they have swings for seats. It's a really nice place. I forget what kind of food they have there. I haven't been there since, but it's a really nice place. I do look forward to going back. But yes, he ate tacos, and maybe he was trying to tell me something, but nah, access denied, sir. And so outside of that, guys, I just wanted to come on. I just wanted to come on here and just talk to the women. Just be yourself and stay in your lane 100%. Say it loud for the people in the back. Just be yourself and stay in your lane. Check out Mr. Say What. I did, didn't I? Did I see what Mr. Say What said, or is he talking trash? Yes. He ate taco. What is that? So a dude can't eat a taco on a date? We have one in Atlanta. Oh, okay. I know it because I had never heard of it. Okay, so there's also a Boogaloo's in Atlanta. I had never heard of it until I moved here in St. Louis. They sure ain't got it in Arkansas. I moved from Arkansas 13 years ago. They don't have stuff like that there. And all the good places in Arkansas, they're shutting them down for some reason. It's very strange. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on here. They said, Mr. Say What, check you out. I don't know what you got going on. All I know is you said something about tacos. So you're going to get me blocked on here because they done already sent me a message about kid, and I don't even know what that means. But, anyway, the moral of the story is don't date closet eaters. Make sure he goes to get his prostate examined. If he is going to the bathroom a few times, bring some humor to it. Like what you got going on in there? What happened? Are you good? What else? Keep it real when it comes to your bios. Don't overfilter your face. Like, one thing that I do tell women, I don't believe in online dating, but I can give you advice on it. And I have many videos here and on YouTube. What you want to do is, first of all, if you're ashamed of who you are or what you look like, then you shouldn't be dating in general. Let's just say you lost a lot of weight and or gained a lot of weight and you're not confident. What you're going to have to do is show who you are. So you can do a headshot for days, but baby girl, unless you want to get ghosted, you need to show your entire body currently this year what you look like as you are, and leave the filters behind. Like right now, there's a slight filter on here. However, you can find me with filter free on many of videos, on many of pictures across my social media. And I say, if you think I'm ugly, don't look. You can listen, but if I'm ugly than a mug, don't look at ugly things. And then the thing is, you aren't for everybody, as I am not either. I'm not for everybody. So if someone thinks I'm ugly, without makeup and filters, and that's cool, that's fine. But I don't just show up with filters constantly. But if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. So with that being said, that makes me say to you, girlfriend, quit putting all those filters on your face, because he has to see you in person at some point. And he's not, I mean, I never understood what the game plan is after all the filters and the old pictures, and you don't look like what you're supposed to. Like, what is the game plan? Like, what do? Do you like coerce him into dating you? I just don't understand what the point of it is. And guys do it too. I had a guy do that to me. I never met him in person. This is before The Closet Eater, but I had never met him in person. We're actually friends on Facebook. Not Facebook, Instagram. But I made him send me a picture before we went out on a date. And the picture that he had on his bio, you would have thought he was a triathlete. But the picture that he sent me from his phone of what he looks like right then and there, he looked like he could wrestle. He literally looked like he would wrestle someone. And that's not shade, that's real. He literally looked like he wrestles for a living. And I told him, and I said, why don't you put that picture up? And he got so offended, and he went off on me, and we didn't talk again. And I never to this day met him in person. But he does, I think I follow him on, maybe I don't follow him. I know we used to follow each other, because I ain't gonna say what he does. I know, because I don't give it away if he's watching this. But yeah, so that's it. I'm glad you guys tuned in. Thank you so much for all the likes. Looks like I got about 489 likes right now. Let's get to 500. There's 7 people in here right now. But I just wanted to come on here and chit chat. I'm glad that I did. You guys tuned in. There was a lot of y'all in here, so I appreciate that. If you're watching this on TikTok, I appreciate that. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. I'm on here all the time. Oh, y'all got me over 500. Thank you. I come on here on TikTok, Coach B Wiley, Instagram, Coach B Wiley. Even though on my Instagram, I don't do content like this anymore. I don't even talk about dating and communicating, because my engagement sucked. And so I tried everything to get my engagement up over there, but people just ain't fooling with me on some dating and communicating on Instagram. So guess what? I pivoted over here to TikTok and YouTube, and I'm not always on Facebook. I'm in a shadow ban on Facebook. So if you want to see anything from me currently, YouTube, TikTok are your friends. If you want to see throwback videos from 10 years ago up to last year, you definitely want to go on Facebook, because there's all kind of videos on there that aren't necessarily on my YouTube. And outside of that, if you know someone that needs a dating coach who specializes in dating and communicating, and I can teach you how to write a book. That book is coming up. I got 4 books coming out this year, and Publish It Yourself is a book that I'm writing on how you can publish your book yourself. And I got someone actually gave me the idea for that title. Someone I know gave me that title. I didn't come up with that myself, that Publish It Yourself. So outside of that, I think that's it. I don't know how long I've been on here, but I've been on here long enough. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the hearts. I got over 500. And like I said, all my check my links if you want to link with me, if you want me to coach you, if you want to ask me a question that I can get on a live and answer. Do that for me, and I will do that for you. All right? Talk to you later. Y'all still giving hearts. I can't end the live. Yes, we're ending it. Oh, 5, 6. Y'all still giving hearts. I can't end the live. Yes, we're ending it.